Time for another Soccer Down Here 1v1, and it's time to catch up with our friends at MLS NExt Pro because there is a title game and there is a trophy to be decided on the weekend. And for half of the equation, we're going to catch up with our friends at St. Louis City SC and City 2. Team captain Josh Yaro hanging out on the back line. Josh, thanks for hanging out for a 1v1.
Thanks for having me.
So when this idea came to you and came across your desk, I know that your history is in USL Championship in a couple of different locations. You were in San Diego, you're in San Antonio, got to spend time with Bethlehem Steel when you were a part of the Philadelphia Union organization. When St. Louis City knocked on your door, what did you think?
Man, I thought it was a great opportunity. It's because I had a call with the coach, John Hackworth. He presented everything to me, the vision of this club and how things were going to be. And it's a unique opportunity for me because it was a chance for me to get back into MLS. So, again, he made me an offer that I couldn't refuse. And it was great. So, I mean, you look at what the club is doing here, even at the moment, and it's wonderful, the city and everything. So, everything that was presented to me from a soccer standpoint, from a community standpoint, and my values as a person really aligned with this club.
When you looked at all of this, you mentioned that your values as a person aligned with the club and this new venture there in St. Louis. What has been the response for City 2 as you've been able to do the outreach there in the community and see something grow from the ground up?
Yeah, I mean, the response has been amazing. The fans here, the people here, they've really supported us from day one. And the club itself, this team was brought into the city as a way to serve the community, as a way to make this city and the community better. And so as a person, that's something that's really close to my heart. And when I say my values aligns with the club, so the club's aligns with my values, that's what I mean, service to others, service to the community that you live in. And for me, this organization already has done enough to kind of serve this community in various ways. And so seeing this, from the ground up has been amazing. When we started the season, the stadium wasn't built yet. Our training facility wasn't finished yet. And just seeing everything come to life has been amazing.
Have you ever thought of yourself as a builder when it comes to being a part of something, whether it's in your personal life or with your values or anything like that? And the reason I ask is because it takes a very rare individual to understand the idea of, okay, this is new. It might take a while in its various forms and iterations to sit there and get to where we want it to be.
Yeah.
Have you naturally been a patient person and understanding growth and a build when it comes to things in your life?
Yeah, I mean, personally, I think that's how I am. Just being patient about things and kind of seeing things form in their own time. And I mean, when you're part of something that's new, it's exciting because you get to make it your own. You get to put your own stamp on it. And I think all of us here are really fortunate that we can build something together. We can make it our own, and we can form a path that it's gonna serve, future players that come through this organization. And so, again, it's been really exciting. Is it challenging? Yes, because you're the first group. It's always hard trying to figure things out. But then you make mistakes along the way, and you learn from it. And in the end, you have something beautiful. You create something beautiful, just like we have here. You create a culture that's a winning culture. You create a culture that's positive. You create a culture that's that people want to come in and work in, and that's what we've done here. It's a really nice environment. It's a really good culture that we have here, and we did that together. We didn't have any template to go off of. It was our own doings, and we've figured it out together as a group.
I was going to say, it sounds like you've had a lot of fun coloring outside the lines when it comes to building City 2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, obviously, I cannot speak for the coaches and the team, but from a player's standpoint, we have on City 2 right now guys that this is their first year playing professionally, guys that have been in MLS, guys that have been in USL, and so it's a good mixture. It's a good group with different experiences. Young guys, academic guys that are still kind of trying to figure out their lives, and it's beautiful because you have all these range of experiences that are working together. And so far, it's been nothing but greatness.
I was going to say, you're 27, and there are some other guys who are in their mid to late 20s. There, Wayne Kazane's another one that pops up the top of my head.
Right.
What's it like being the old guy wandering in there, being 27 years old with teenagers that are a part of it? What's it like being one of the elder statesmen of this build?
Right. And it means, okay, the guys make fun of me for that all the time. So, but it's in a good way. I think for me, it gives me the opportunity to be a leader for these guys and just to be there, because I think a big part of life, even outside of professional sports or soccer, it's just having experiences. And the older you get, you learn a lot about life. You learn a lot about what you do and who you are as a person, and you kind of use that to help yourself, but also to help others. And I think this opportunity has given me that platform to be able to influence the young guys and just be there for them, as an older guy, kind of guide them in some things. Because I was fortunate when I started, my rookie year. I had guys that were really good in the locker room that showed me the ropes and that were there when I needed anything. And so that's what I've tried to be for these guys, also for some of these guys at least. The younger guys, and just show them, hey, this is how it's done. Again, being there for them, but not really carving their path for them, because everyone is different. And I do recognize that, but just been an older guy that's been around and kind of lending some of my knowledge and experiences to them so that they can form their own individuality.
And at the same time, you're having to do this in a playoff run, and now you've won a conference championship, and you're chasing after a title. I would imagine that the conversations are a little more intensified, especially as you're chasing championships, where the younger players are trying to sit there, and while they're enjoying the experience and enjoying the growth, there's also that pressure that's attached to chasing after a championship. Am I far off here?
Yeah, I mean, when it's a championship game, obviously things are intensified. But at the end of the day, and I think the way that we've approached it, at least this playoff, every game is just another game that we need to win. And the whole season, that's been the goal. Every game we've played in, we go out to win it. And these games are just another game, that we have to win. Yes, do we know that there's a little bit more behind it? We don't run away from that fact. But I think once you kind of lose the purpose of what got you to where you are, and you put that much pressure on you, it actually kind of inhibits what you can do. And we don't want to put unnecessary pressure on ourselves. We know that we're a good group. We know that we're a good team. We know that we're capable of winning it. And we just have to go out there and perform. And so the message throughout this playoff run has been, can we be who we are? Can we be true to ourselves? What has gotten us here? And can we stick to that? Can we go out and just see it as another soccer game that we need to win and approach it that way? And I think so far it's worked brilliantly. And these young kids know that it means a little bit more. But at the end of the day, I think from the coach's standpoint and what I've tried to do, it's make sure that we are not putting unnecessary pressure on ourselves. Because at the end of the day, it really truly is another soccer game.
When you look at things the way that they are, and you have someone who is coaching you like Coach Hackworth, who has the experience that he has and has driven teams to success, what are some of the things that you've been able to learn from him in this process as you've continued to grow as a footballer?
Yeah, I mean, no doubt. I mean, you look at what his track record with taking teams to championship games and winning it. I mean, it's amazing. And he would tell you the same thing, as long as we do what we're supposed to do, as long as we stick to our principles and the way that we play and who we are, we will be fine. And that's the message that he's been delivering. And I think it's really calmed us down. And it's really given us the confidence to go into games knowing that we are prepared, and we are. And that has helped us actually, in our two playoff games that we played so far to win it. Because we go out there, we try to be ourselves, and we try to enjoy it. And at the end of the day, we know that we have the quality that if we play to their capabilities and our abilities, it's going to be hard to get beaten. But it starts with, again, staying true to who we are and practicing and playing the way that we've played all season.
When it comes to your game, what did you think you needed to work on coming into this season to continue for your game to improve, and how has Coach Hackworth helped you in that regard?
Yeah, I mean, he's like I've done film sessions with him, and when he sees something that I'm doing wrong, he points it out. The way that the system that I'm playing now is different from the systems that I've played in the past, and so just working with him to make sure that in the beginning that I understood the system, I understood my role, and on the field and off the field, and so he's helped me with just making sure that yeah, he understands the new system was going to take some getting used to. In the beginning, like I said, you make mistakes, not perfect. But I think he's worked with me, in film sessions and pointing out things that I need to do better in this system, because again, every team that you play for plays differently. And it just happens so that this team is playing a system that I wasn't playing last year. And so just trying to kind of change my mindset and brain to rewire it to the point where, okay, the things that you might be used to, or things are not done like that here. So just kind of rewiring my brain and trying to accept this new way of playing. In the beginning, it was a little bit challenging, but again, Coach Hack and the rest of the coaching staff made sure that my roles and responsibilities were clear from the beginning, and that has helped me a lot grow, not just as a player, but as a leader for this team as well.
So how would you describe, and philosophy and tactics we know are two different things,
right?
But when it comes to the philosophy of City 2, how would you describe that for someone who is coming into this weekend in this championship game against Columbus and has never seen you play? How would you break down the philosophy of City 2?
I mean, simply, we play with a lot of energy. We're a pressing team. There's no hiding behind that, because everyone in this league knows. And it's a bunch of guys that are hardworking guys, but at the end of the day, we are a pressing team, and that's who we are.
When it comes to study hall, well, actually, first, let me go back to last weekend. And you got to raise a trophy. I know it is not the trophy, but you got to raise a trophy. Mm-hmm. My first question is, how sharp was that point at the top of that thing?
Well, sharp enough to get someone injured.
Did someone actually try to tap the top of it to sit there and test it out?
No, I don't think anyone did. I mean, it's sharp, but I don't think just touching it is not going to do anything. But if you really stab someone with it, I'm sure it's going to cause some damage.
So what was it like to have the air cannons and the confetti and the serpentina, knowing that the mission wasn't done? What was it like in the first year of this franchise, in the first year of City 2, to have that kind of an accomplishment and have that kind of a moment?
Yeah, I mean, there are some things, again, when you're a new team, there's some things that you get to do. And we're fortunate, everything that we do for this club is going to be the first time ever. So winning that trophy was amazing. It's a great milestone in the history of this club. But then again, in the back of our minds, we knew that there's one more game to go, which is the ultimate prize, which is, you're best in your conference, but can you be the best in the league? And we've always seen ourselves as one of the best teams in the league. So this weekend gives us the opportunity to compete for that, the opportunity to show that, to showcase who we are, and claim the best team in the league.
So we all have study hall when it comes to our important exams.
Right.
When it comes to study hall for Crew 2, what has it been like studying them this week? What do you see in them, and what do you see as the challenges ahead?
Yeah, I mean, no doubt, for any team to get to the championship, they have to be a good team. We've known that all season, that they're a really good team, really organized team. But again, at the end of the day, I think how we are approaching it and how we've approached teams, it's about us. It's about what we do and how we can control the game. And so far this week, every preparation that we've had, it's about us as a team and us as a group and what we are going to do. Because the second you start worrying too much about the other team and it becomes about the other team, you kind of lose who you are, and that's not us. And so our preparation this week has been nothing but about ourselves.
Well, Josh, we wish you nothing but the best as the Western Conference champs in MLS NExt Pro, as St. Louis City SC and City 2 are chasing after a championship, going up against Columbus Crew 2. It is City 2, Crew 2 this weekend, chasing after championship in MLS NExt Pro. Team captain Josh Yaro of City 2. Thanks for hanging out with us for a Soccer Down Here 1v1. We will be watching. Thanks for hanging out.
All right. Thank you for having me. Have a good day.